Alrighty, so today we are going to be looking at the best teams for both of the Part 2 LRs. I'm sure that most of you are going to be watching this after you do your summons, so I hope that you did well and pulled both of these characters and you are excited to test out and see what teams they are going to be best on. Now, to get this video started, I want to cover both of the teams that these guys are mutually on, in my opinion, that are going to be the best for them. Now, we can just get one thing out of the way. I'll talk about it, but we both understand that Superheroes is the best team for both of these characters, right? Their leader skills are going to work this way, and if you end up having both of these characters, I recommend that you only summon for Beast, but if you are somebody who did summon for the Gammas, you can run both of these characters at the same time, and if you want to run a setup of pure Superheroes, what you should do is put the Gammas in the leader skill and then run Beast under that Gamma's leader skill. But when you are doing your friend support, you want to pick Beast as well, because you're just going to be getting more stats because the Gammas do a pure 200 to the team rather than Beast Gohan, who is not going to be giving a pure 200 to the team, as the characters also need to be on Entrusted Will or Movie Heroes. So a lot of the time you will be able to cover that, but just in case you aren't and you're running some of these Universe 7 characters who are going to be on this team, you might want to make sure that you are running the Gammas as the leader for it. So like I said, Superheroes, this is going to be the most exclusive, and or not the most exclusive, but the most mutual category for these guys that they're going to work the best on together, and that kind of coincides with Movie Heroes as well. So you guys can see that Superheroes has a very wide arsenal of assets at your disposal. The only character that JP, I'm pretty sure, or Global is missing at this point is just this UI Goku, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, just this UI Goku aside from the Part 2 units. So whenever he does come out, it's just going to be an addition. The rich get richer in the case of this category. But if you want to run a setup with Beast Gohan, what you can potentially do, let's just say you don't have the Gammas, right? I'm a person who does not have the Gammas. We have Beast Gohan, and who I usually like to run on this team, we run Gogeta, and then we run Orange Piccolo from time to time depending on the event, and then we could also run UI Goku after he EZAs, Evolution Blue Vegeta after he EZAs, Evo Ken or Kaioken Blue Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta. So that makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the main setup that I run for difficult content at the most part because of the taunts that Gogeta and Beast Gohan have, and then we also have the ability to take away the AoEs for Piccolo and in his orange mode. And then obviously once you guys have the EZAs for the Universe 7 units, these are going to be characters that are absolutely sick. If you need to kind of run like a backup setup for now, which this can 100% work, what you can do is run Beast Gohan, Gogeta, then you want to have Orange Piccolo as well, and then I recommend that you run the 5-year fusions. These are going to be very good characters, especially once they hit turn 4 with that guaranteed dodge. This is going to be a character that works very well for you. But if you do have the Gammas, obviously you can slide them in and you will have that support as well. Very good character to have on the team. Just wouldn't recommend that you summon for this character, and if you do, hopefully you get lucky and you don't have to go too deep for them. So Superheroes, I hope you guys understand this is the best team for both of these units. We've been talking about Superheroes for months now. Some other characters potentially that you could be running as floaters or something like that if you need to. Gamma 1, Gamma 2, Pan, obviously. She is a good support, and she's going to make Beast Gohan look very good. She's always doing good things like that. And then she also has Dodge, which is very nice. Unfortunately, this Goten and Trunks is no bueno, but it happens. Looking at the TURs, 17 and 18 are decent, but you want to run them on a closer to home setup. Like you want to have a Universe 7 led team, which is going to be one of the best teams in the game after Tanabata on Global. Looking down here, Tech got Goku. This is going to be a very good character against the specific type of bosses. We've already looked at stuff like that. Bardock and Gine can look okay, but they're more for the Movie Heroes team. 17 can slot in nicely in events where, you might take a lot of damage early, but if he does not have that damage reduction up, things could get a little bit tricky. So, Superheroes, a lot of time talking about this one, but this is the best team for both of these LRs. Now, the second team, this is another mutual one. Movie Heroes. This team, obviously, for your leader, you just want to run you want to run pure or double Gogeta. So you can already tell that this team is not going to be as good inherently because Beast Gohan is just a lot better than Gogeta, right? I think that goes without saying, especially from what we've talked about, but this is another team that can potentially look very good if you set it up right. So let's get started, right? We have Gogeta, we have Beast, we have the Gammas, we have Orange Piccolo. That's 4 of the best units in the game right there. And then you can kind of get freaky with it, right? Whatever type of setup that you need. You could run STR Gogeta. This is a very good unit. The LR Gods can kind of sneak into some of the content. I think Part 3 of the Blue Zone is going to make things a little bit tricky for them. The Super Saiyan Trio you can run, obviously. Wouldn't be a bad choice whatsoever. Pan, like we said earlier, we have God Goku. This is a good character to run. Dragon Fist is decent. We have Gamma 1, we have Gamma 2. And then and then there's a little bit of a cutoff, but I'd say the cutoff point for me is this. Aside from Tech God Goku, he's a little bit of an anomaly, obviously, but this version right here of STR Piccolo, this is a character that is going to be solid on this team. This guy is great for Orange Piccolo as well. That was a mainstay rotation for a very long time. One of the rotations that I would actually run a lot in difficult content. So those are all the movie heroes. Wow, I can't talk. All of the movie hero units that I'd recommend. I guess that like you could get away with like the Super Easy 8 for Dragon Fist in some areas, and it's like the same thing could be said about AGL Gogeta Blue, but nah, I don't know. AGL Gogeta Blue. His Easy 8 was good, but it's seen better days already. So there you go, movie heroes. This is another one of the good teams. I can't cover literally every single unit, or otherwise this video would be 45 minutes. But I don't want to do that to you guys. So very, very good setup. One of the best teams where you can run both of these LRs at the same time. Not a ton of those, but they definitely exist, and not every single one of them are good, but I think these are the three best ones. So let's move on to the third and final exclusive category for both of these units, and that is going to be Battle of Fate. Now, Battle of Fate is a little bit tricky because, you know, the Blue Boys, they've seen better days as well. I think this is like the most polarizing unit maybe they've ever released. You guys could let me know down below what you think. Is there a more like controversial release than this Vegito Blue that was impressive, but like really left a lot to be desired and was like in the worldwide download slot, right? Because obviously like a Dokkan Fest TUR in September, not September, that's worldwide, but like an April Dokkan Fest or something like that sometimes can be like a little bit funky. You think about somebody like Raditz, and that's where things get a little bit tricky, or like a release like Super 17, but this was an LR Vegito Blue that came out, and somehow they missed the mark on it. I don't know how they did that, but they managed to do it. But anyway, you would run two of these guys, and you want to make sure that you would have a Future Saga ally around. So what you want to do is you want to run Zamasu, you want to run Vegeta and Trunks, you want to run Tech Vegito Blue wherever he's at right here. Those are going to be characters that cover the base for Vegito. But like when you guys get some more JP exclusive units, like you guys can already see that this is like a crazy team. Like if we run, so let's just say we run Vegito and Zamasu to cover the Future Saga thing for him, right? Which is already kind of an L. You can run Jiren, you can run UI Goku, you can run Cell Max, you can run Beast Gohan, you can run Zamasu, and you can run these. So these are four of like the best units in the game on JP, literally, like right here. And they can all be ran on the same team together, and that is what Battle of Fate is going to do. It brings together the forces, right? This is a team that has a lot of options too. You could run the Gammas, you could run this version of Trunks. Everybody's favorite, not very good unit anymore, sad. Makes me so sad to say this, but Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Orange Piccolo can be ran on this team. You have the GT Duo for their little clutch standby revival and all that. UI Goku's on this team. These two are probably going to get an Easy A sooner rather than later. They're going to be very good. This guy is going to get an Easy A during the 10th year anniversary. We have a whole bunch of units on this category that are very, very solid, right? This God Goku, we have 23rd World Tournament Goku, 23rd World Tournament Mid Junior. Like a lot of versatility on this team, and I think running both of these guys, you can potentially get away with running both these guys on Battle of Fate. So that was a lot of talking for both of the units. I think that was the most important part of this, but let's go ahead and move into some of the exclusive stuff. So right away for Beast Gohan, you guys know Goku's family. The issue with Goku's family is you would probably not be running, there isn't a lead for Goku's family right now. None of these units are good. Maybe in like some like earlier level difficult content, but not anything that the 9th anniversary did. None of these units are runnable in there. They're just like, it's just not gonna work, right? Like Super Saiyan 4 Goku, I think, is the best leader for this team. Although maybe him or Bardock, it's kind of tough to say. Just because of the 180% that Goku provides, but it's tough to say. I don't know who the best leader is for this team, because none of them are really good. So it's like, you could run like a scuffed setup of Goku's family. I don't even know if I want to put this one on the list now that I think about it, but like, let's just entertain it, right? Like we have Super Saiyan 4 Goku would be your lead per se, or Bardock, and then you would have obviously like UI Goku. I know you guys don't have him on JP yet, or global yet, but like you could run like Beast Gohan, Future Gohan. You got UI Goku on this team, another UI Goku on this team. We have this Gohan right here. God Goku, Dragon Fist, Earth-bred, or not Earth-bred fighters, but this version of Goku, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, a whole lot of Goku, right? Yeah, this team is definitely a little bit scuffed right now. I guess it's like, you always just assume that Goku's family is going to be like one of the best, and then I'm kind of looking at it, and it's like, I don't know. Definitely in need of a good leader or an Easy A for one of these guys, because This team could definitely use a little bit of work, but it's still going to be one of the better ones if you can just kind of manage the leader skill situation. And it's like Bardock could be a little bit tricky, but he does provide a scouter, so I guess that does matter, because like Beast Gohan's obviously going to go in front of all of those. So let's move on from that one. Not as good as I thought, unfortunately, but Bond of Parent-Child is good. Trunks and Vegeta have kind of reached their days of not being like top 10 anymore, unfortunately. But they are still solid, a very good unit, right? But the issue is, when you run a team like this, there is not a lot of like room for slot 1 characters, right? And it's like there's a lot of characters that like to be in slot 1 if you were to run like a setup for this, right? You have Trunks and Vegeta who want to be in slot 1 because of all the hits that they need to take to build up. You have this version right here of Vegito who wants to be in slot 1 for the dodging that they are doing. We have Future Gohan. He does not want to be in slot 1, but Beast Gohan obviously wants to be in slot 1. You have a character like the Super Saiyan 4 Goku who needs to be hit 6 times, so slot 1 is usually his best spot. UI Goku, Evolution Blue Vegeta, these are slot 1 units, but now that I like you look at it, right? So like, let's just say we'd run Trunks and Vegeta as the lead. We'd have Beast Gohan. We would run probably these versions right here of the 6-year EZAs. You'd run Evo Ken. You could get away with running STR Vegito. You have this version of UI Goku if you need to run him in situations. You have both of the 8-year LRs. Like, you guys can see that there's a lot of good options on this team, but the issue is like them meshing together. But like Super Saiyan 3 Goku's here if you want to run STR Vegito and him at the same time for the damage reduction that this Goku needs. We've got Dragon Fist who could potentially be ran on a team like this, but got Goku, 23rd World Tournament Goku, like a lot of good characters. Pan, obviously, we talked about Pan earlier. We have just a lot of versatility on this team, and there's a lot of different setups that you could run to make it work. And this is exclusively going to work better for, or not best for Beast, because there is not a Piccolo to fulfill his unit super condition. But that is not a must-have for this Gohan. It simply just makes things a little bit better. But let's move on to the next category for Beast Gohan, and that is going to be Earth-bred fighters. Not too much to talk about here. You run 23rd World Tournament Goku, and then you'd run Beast Gohan. Then we have Future Gohan. You want to run Bulma, Orange Piccolo. You could run like, not Pat the Power. Plan to Eradicate the Super Saiyans Goku, Carnival. I don't even know what we call this guy anymore. Carnival STR Goku. Physical Ultimate Gohan. He can look pretty impressive here. We have Super Saiyan or Ultra Instinct Goku, the other Ultra Instinct Goku, this version of Gohan if you need somebody that's like an attack lowerer. We have Super Saiyan 3 Goku. You know, April Fool's Goku, this is a good character as well. STR, Dragon Fist, a lot of turnover, right? One character, we'll be looking at this one. This guy will work really well on Bond of Master and Disciple alongside the version of Beast Gohan and stuff like that, and Piccolo. This has a very valuable revive skill, which is not something that like all the units in the game have, right? So something very important to keep notice. This is going to be a nice little shoe-in, and we haven't really talked about this character yet, but that's really about it. You have 23rd World Tournament Goku, Jr., again, God Goku. Whole lot of characters that you could run on the setup. Pan, Yajirobe as a floater if you really need. And it's like a decent team. So these teams can work for Beast Gohan pretty well. Let's move on to categories that are exclusive for the Gammas. Special Pose. This team, it's crazy to say how good this team got. And I just like, you know, it was literally like you blink and it's done, right? Like all of a sudden the Special Pose team is sick. So Special Pose, how do you run it? You run Topo as your leader, if you have him. We run Int Gotenks. We run Tech Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. We run Dispo when he comes out on Global, or JP, or when he comes out on Global. We obviously have the Gammas. You want to run Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. Just a lot of different ways that you can run this team now. Int Topo, like, it's pretty crazy that this team did what it did in such a short amount of time. LR Ginyu, if you were one of those souls who summoned on him, this is a team that's going to work very well for the Gammas, right? Because they are providing support, and then Topo is going to look best around a bunch of super Special Pose characters. So whenever Topo does come out for Global, this is going to be a team that works very well. Did I just forget that Topo's not on Global yet? Maybe, but this still is a team that's going to work very well for them either way. Even if you need to run Gotenks as a lead with like Tech Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks as like a rotation or something like that, right? This team's still going to work fine. And the Gammas are integral to that. So you run like the Gammas, Gamma 1, Gamma 2, you know, Gotenk setups, Ginyu. Like, this is going to be a very good looking team. So Special Pose, this team is a little bit on standby, but I promise this is going to be one of the best teams for the Gammas as time goes on. So last but not least, a lot of you will know about this mission at this point, or this team, because of the mission that came with one of the events from the 9th anniversary. and that was the Artificial Life Forms versus Beast Gohan mission. And this is still one of the better teams for the Gammas, especially with the way kind of things went, right? We have easy A's now for some of these characters that were not here in the first place. So we have Gamma 1, who you'd want to run as a lead. We run Gamma 2, the Gammas, then Gamma 2. We can run LR Buhan with some sort of Boo. Maybe this Tech Exchange Boo could work pretty well. We have this version of Boo right here, who was not around for the mission. This version of Boo right here. You guys can already see where I'm going with this, right? Both of the Gammas right here. Any other Boos on here that we need to talk about? Mr. Boo's Easy A. This guy is a little bit more Universe 7 related, but still like a good unit, but I don't think you would want to run him outside of that team, if I'm not mistaken. I guess I could pull him up really quickly, but my guess is you're going to need Universe 7. Yeah, right here. It's you need that dodge chance for Universe 7, but I guess that's not really the end of the world if you build him full dodge, but yeah, this is a very good team for him as well. For the Gammas, I think Artificial Life Forms is a super like underrated team. The only issue that you really have is just the leader skill at this point. I guess you run Exchange Boo, or you could run Gamma 1. Both work out just fine, but like there is a lot of massive power on this team. When Cell Max comes to global, we have the Gammas right here. We have LR Buhan. Like there's just a lot going on with this team, and I'm a really big fan of it. So there you have it. Both of the Part 2 LRs, some of the best teams for them. I can't cover every single category in this video, but I mean, you could just look at these teams, right? Full Power, good team. Entrusted Will, good team. Master Student Bond, good team. Miraculous Awakening, good team. Like a lot of good teams. I just can't cover all of them in this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did enjoy and learn something new, don't forget to leave a like. And if you enjoy the content that you're seeing, go ahead and subscribe as well. So that's all I got for you today. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next one.